Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another offseason rebuild, and today we have the Indiana Pacers. This Pacers team went 35-47 last year. That was good enough for the 11th spot in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, this team is not one of the big contenders in basketball right now. Now, they have had an interesting offseason. I want to start out with the Bruce Brown contract. It's a 2-year deal, and it's a lot of money, but the second year of the deal is a player option. But $20+ million for Bruce Brown is definitely a big chunk of change. I do like the signing, though. I like the structure of the contract. I do think he'll be a big pickup for them. Halliburton, they got locked up, which is good. He's an explosive, dynamic, young point guard. I like him quite a bit. And then the rest of this team got a couple veterans. I mean, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield. You got a young piece there in Ben Mathurin. So this is an interesting team with an interesting direction. I don't know if this is going to be a 3 or a 5-year rebuild. It honestly depends how the first 3 years go. So we could possibly extend this one today, but if we win within the first 3 years, we will probably stop. But this Pacers team is kind of a mix of some young guys and some older guys, and I like it. I do. I'll try to keep the rest of the intro short. You guys know how it goes. As always, just let me know any other video ideas you guys want to see down below in the comment section. I saw a comment yesterday saying, can you do a Pacers rebuild? Here we are today doing a Pacers rebuild. So let me know what you guys want to see down below. And without further ado, man, the Indiana Pacers. Interesting position they're in right now. There's definitely a lot better positions teams can be in, but there is definitely a lot worse. So let's get into it. All right, so we're here in offseason number 1. Obviously, the majority of this offseason is already completed, but we'll go over this roster, and we could have a few small moves here or there. So Tyrese Halliburton, best player on this team, 23 years old, obviously was involved in the big trade. I believe it was at the deadline 2 seasons ago now with Domantas Sabonis and the Sacramento Kings, but he's here to stay. I have absolutely no plans of moving on from him. He's basically 90 overall already. It is great to see. TJ McConnell is a good, decent backup veteran point guard option for us. Occasionally, he does regress, so we're going to have to kind of play it year by year. But for now, he will be my backup point guard. Shooting guard spot, Ben Mathurin, in all likelihood, will be here. Probably, I would say, the entire video. He typically progresses pretty well. He's only 21. Obviously on that rookie scale deal. Andrew Nembhard is a guy who I think can probably play the 1 and the 2. In this scenario, he'll probably be my backup shooting guard just because, in all honesty, Mojave King or Mojave, I can't pronounce it, but it's a fucking awesome name. And Isaiah Wong, neither of these guys, especially in year 1, going to be getting minutes. So Nembhard, all likelihood, will be backing up Benedict Mathurin. Shooting guard spot is an interesting one. So Buddy Hield is a sneaky 30 years old, and I think the reason why we all kind of feel that way, or at least myself, so I'm pretty sure he played for 4 years at Oklahoma, if my memory serves me correctly. But yeah, I mean, we kind of know what Buddy Hield is. I mean, he's a tremendous shooter, obviously, but he is 30. That potential is pretty much as high as it's going to go. So I think for now, we'll probably leave him as our starter. And then we might have the decision come next offseason, whether it's a sign and trade or we just let him walk or whatever it may be. We'll get there. So Bruce Brown, $22.5 million this year. Next year, $22.5 million. I don't know if that's 100% accurate on, in terms of dollar figure by year, but the second year of the contract is 100% a team option, which is good. I think it gives this team a lot of flexibility, whether they're not. I don't want to say it's like a. Bruce Brown's a role player. He's not a star. Let's just be honest with each other. He was a very important piece on that championship team, but I will say Bruce Brown. This is a lot of money for Bruce Brown, and I know NBA contracts are getting pretty crazy these days, but it's definitely a lot of money. So we will. Shit, I hit my desk. Sorry. We will see, but he's definitely going to be here, obviously, for year 1 and potentially past that. We will go year by year. Power forward spot is interesting. They acquired Obi Toppin here from the New York Knicks. They drafted Jarris Walker, who I'll just tell you flat out right now is going to be my starting power forward based off potential. I think he has the highest out of this group of 4 players right here. And the weird part is all of them have an argument to play. So it is going to be interesting. I think there's a possibility I maybe play Jalen Smith in my backup center spot because I do like him a little bit, but we'll kind of see. And then the center spot, Miles Turner. I feel like his name's just always on the trade block. They've never actually pulled the trigger on a trade, and he's still here. So, I don't know where he's going to stay here for now. Isaiah Jackson and then Celtics legend Daniel Tice, who in all honesty I might just trade right now. He's not getting minutes here. So, there are possibly a couple trades coming. I'll see you guys with those moves. We're going to make this trade here at the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to send them Daniel Tice and Isaiah Wong for Pat Connaughton and a future first-round pick. Literally the only reason I'm doing this deal is to get a draft pick. Daniel Tice, I love him. He was a solid backup center option for the Celtics, but for me, he's just not going to play here, especially at 31 years old. Pat Connaughton's going to probably not play either, but we are going to get a draft pick. That feels like a win to me, and honestly, Isaiah Wong probably not really ever going to get minutes here, so feels like a successful first trade to me. We're immediately flipping Pat Connaughton. We're throwing Jordan Nora in the trade as well, and we're acquiring a 2027 first-round pick here from the Detroit Pistons. Honestly, we just have too many players on this roster that honestly probably all could get minutes, and they're obviously not all going to get minutes here. So making this trade with the Pistons, we do pick up Isaiah Levers, and again, he'll probably not be playing too much, but he will be on the team in this unprotected first-round pick in 2027. Not that I think it's going to be valuable, because I think Detroit will be good. But, yeah, we'll see what it ends up being. So here's my vision. We're good at the point guard spot. Nothing really needs to be clarified there. In terms of shooting guard, I'm comfortable with having both these guys as my 1 and number 2. Small forward is going to be an interesting one, because I think there's also an argument to try to get Ben Shepherd some minutes. I mean, he was the 26th overall selection. What I'll probably try to do is maybe send him to the G League for a few years. Maybe just 1 year, but he is 22 years old already, so we'll see. And then the power forward spot, honestly, Jalen Smith will probably, I don't know, because it's either going to be Jalen Smith or Isaiah Jackson backing up Miles Turner, and it honestly will probably look like, it'll probably depend on what the overalls look like at the start of next year, but Jalen Smith has a team option, or a player, it's a player option. That actually changes everything. Hang with me for a minute. Our third and final trade is going to be coming here with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We are going to move on from Jalen Smith. I honestly thought it was a team option. It turns out it was a player option, so in all likelihood, he was going to decline that anyways, and then he'd go into free agency, and who knows what the hell happens from there. So, first-round pick from the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2026. We also do pick up Dean Wade, who is locked up on, I guess, a long-term deal, but will probably just be a trade piece come next offseason. But another first-round pick sounds good to me. Honestly, Jalen Smith was just never really going to be able to get the minutes here required in order to maybe blossom into some sort of really valuable player. So, obviously, Jarris Walker was starting no matter what. Obi Toppin will come off the bench. So, we're all set now. See you guys at the start of year 1. So, we had 3 trades this offseason that really weren't too impactful. We cleaned up some of this depth on the team and kind of the way that we wanted to shape this roster. But honestly, everything's kind of going to how I wanted it to right now. And I'm excited to see how this team kind of fits together. So, Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Buddy Hield has regressed down to a 79 overall. Obviously, in a contract year, that is a little tough to see, but well, again, we're going to go year by year with him. Jarris Walker is going to start at the power forward spot for me, and then Miles Turner, obviously, our starting center. The bench unit is going to be Bruce Brown as my 6th man here. Really no surprises there, followed by Andrew Nembhard, Isaiah Jackson, Obi Toppin, and then TJ McConnell. So it's not a terrible team for year 1. I like the bench actually quite a bit. I think there's a good mix and match of some pretty decent young players and some veterans that have seen a thing or two. So I like the starting lineup as well. You can honestly kind of say the same thing. So I am excited to see what ends up happening here. I don't know if this is a playoff team. I think probably at the most will be a play-in team, but we'll see. See you guys at the end of year 1. So first year we go 36-46. Now that's not ideal, but hopefully it sets us up for a pretty interesting offseason. Obviously some big decisions will have to be made. Ja Morant's your MVP. Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. Cole Anthony, 6th man. Typically it's CP3 in year 1. Good to see somebody else getting the award. Giannis is your D-Point. Darius Garland, Most Improved. JB Bickerstaff wins Coach of the Year. So I highly doubt that we made a play-in spot. We'll just double check. Oh my God, we did. 36 wins is a play-in spot. That is insane. We're going to face New York in round 1, and then the winner of that will face the loser of this. So that's pretty interesting. You know, I mean, you don't think 36 wins. I highly doubt that's what they set up the play-in tournament for. Buddy Hield actually played really well for us. He did. He led us in scoring, and honestly, I don't want to say it's going to be tough to move on from him. Obviously, it'll depend a lot on what he asked for this offseason, but interesting. Jarris Walker was incredible for us in his rookie season as well. Turner led us in boards and then assists with Tyrese Halliburton. So we're in the play-in. As weird as it may sound, we have the New York Knicks here. Jalen Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall, Robinson. Really no surprises there. So let's just see what ends up happening, and we lose. So we're officially eliminated from the playoffs, which honestly is fine by me. I don't think it makes any sense to try to fight and actually win the damn thing this year because we have no chance. It is a Cavs and a Pelicans finals, and the Cavs end up sweeping. Evan Mobley is your finals MVP. This game loves the Cavs. All right, it is time for offseason, I guess number 2, but it is technically the first offseason where we've really kind of had full control over everything. So we are projected the number 11 pick. Any possibility we can get a little lucky today? I doubt it. We do not. We sit right there at number 11, which is it is what it is. All right, in terms of staff signing, Rick Carlisle's here. I'm probably going to give Rick another year, and then if I can shape this roster even more to the way I want it to be, and I think we're underachieving, then I'll move on from him. But genuinely, I think Rick Carlisle is a decent head coach. All right, so 11th overall pick. Do we want to stay at that pick, or do we potentially want to go ahead and maybe move up and try to draft somebody who could replace our small forward spot? Now, it is Matas. It's not Matt Buzelis. I'm sure there's some other names in here that are wrong as well. I don't know, because I think there's a couple guys in here that could be good long-term options, whether it's Ron Holland or I draft Justin Edwards and move him to the small forward spot. I think these are good options. So if I want to comfortably, 100% lock up that or Zachary Rizicher even. I mean, if I want to lock up that I'm going to get one of these guys that I really want, I think maybe moving up into the top 3 would probably be the smartest thing to do. So I might try to work something, see if it's going to take too much, but I don't know. I'll see you guys with a possible trade. So Utah owns the 3rd overall selection. We're going to try to work a deal with them and maybe see if they want to give us that 3rd overall selection. Now, this is number 11. Ben Shepherd, I did send to the G League for a year. In all honesty, I know he was a first-round pick. He's just probably never going to get the minutes here, so I'd be fine including him in a trade if it's going to get us our, small forward of the future. And then Dean Wade, we obviously traded for him last offseason and kind of, I don't want to say a salary dump, but an asset trade, if you will. So any possibility this goes through, I didn't think so. We do have a couple other assets, like if you want second-round picks, I doubt it's going to take they will take 3 second-round picks. If they do, that would be incredible, but no. So it's probably going to take at least one future first. I do my first in 2026. If we're not good by that point in time, we have a really a bigger problem than this. So they do take it. That gives us the 3rd overall pick. Let's go kind of pick by pick, see what happens. So Zachary Rizicher goes 1st overall. Who goes 2nd? It's going to be Ron Holland. Yeah, I think Matas Buzelis is probably the best small forward option here. Justin Edwards is also a guy I could draft. I feel like I get Matas Buzelis a lot, so I'm not going to get him today. I think Justin Edwards is probably going to be my guy. You can see Isaiah Collier is ranked 1st in DE ranking. Number 4 consecutively for Justin Edwards, who is 6'7". Let's check his ceiling. Is there Dwayne Wade? What's Matas? I've seen this before. Yeah, it's LeBron. Collier is just Hall of Fame. Cody Williams, Dominique Wilkins. Jesus Christ. All right, Justin Edwards is going to be my pick. We're going to move him to the small forward spot. Could be the right pick. Could not be the right pick. We're going to see. But, yeah, he's going to obviously go ahead and be my new starting small forward. And I'm very excited to kind of see what he can do for this team. He's young, has some development possibilities, and I'm excited. So he actually goes up to an 80 overall when you move him to small forward, which is obviously great. And we're going to go ahead and just change his backup spot here. So in terms of other major moves, I don't think there's anything else major coming in terms of the starting lineup. We'll see, though. Honestly, I'm going to bring back Bruce Brown on this deal. I really don't think there's a major free agent that I'd want to go out and get right now. So everybody's coming back. And then McConnell could be a guy I look to maybe move for somebody who's a little bit younger. So Isaiah Lever is probably not going to get the qualifying. Obi Toppin, I'll qualify, but I don't really want to pay him that much in terms of AAV. So I'm really hoping that it's less per year than what his qualifying offer is. We'll see. So Buddy Hield does go into free agency. The question now becomes, do I just let Buddy Hield walk or do I sign and trade him? How much does he want? He only wants about $9 million. But honestly, our small forward spot's kind of cleared out, so we're just going to put in a hypothetical. This is some sort of sign and trade. Obi Toppin wants about 6 3/4 in terms of annual salary. So we'll wait on that. We're not going to renounce him. We're not going to renounce Obi Toppin, and then everybody else pretty much free to go. So, yep, we are going to trade Buddy Hield. I'm going to try to maybe get him to a contender. I don't know if that's really going to be a big possibility, but if it is, I'll try to do everything I can. I don't know. I'm not really trying to make it 100% realistic, but feels like kind of the right thing to do. So let's see if we can go find a trade. So I tried for a contender. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to find one. I mean, hell, who knows? Maybe the Spurs are a contender with Victor Wembanyama. But we're going to send TJ McConnell and Buddy Hield over to San Antonio for Trey Jones and Devontae Graham. Obviously, the main reason we're doing this deal is to pick up Trey Jones because he's definitely a little bit younger. He is on a one-year deal, so that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. But overall, I'm fine with that trade. We don't give up any other draft picks, so that feels good to me. In terms of Devontae Graham, if anybody wants him, you're more than welcome. Okay, thank you very much, Atlanta. That's actually a Sacramento Kings pick. Sometimes they weirdly suck. Weirdly, I don't know why. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. After a somewhat disappointing first season, we're here at the start of year 2. Now, we made a couple changes. We have Justin Edwards. We just took him 3rd overall. He's in our starting lineup as our starting small forward. We made a couple upgrades on the bench, and overall, I'm excited kind of for the outlook of this season. So here's how it's going to be. Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Justin Edwards, Jarris Walker, Miles Turner. The bench unit is going to be led by Bruce Brown. He's not the highest overall coming off the bench. In all honesty, he's not even the 2nd or 3rd highest overall. We're just going to have him in the 6-man spot, mostly because we're paying him a lot of goddamn money, but I also think he is really good. Followed by Trey Jones, Andrew Nembhard, Ian Jackson, Isaiah Jackson, and then Obi Toppin. So it's a pretty decent team. I think we have a lot of maybe, I don't want to say average, but maybe a lot of slightly above average players, if you kind of get what I'm saying. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm hoping maybe a playoff spot. See you guys at the end of year 2. Year 2 wraps up. We go 40-42. So although we are improving, it's still a somewhat disappointing season when we had playoff hopes. Again, we're probably a playoff team, but we're not really a true contender. You saw Darius Garland win an MVP. Justin Edwards, Rookie of the Year. hell of a rookie campaign. I'm very excited that he is here for us. Damian Lillard, 6th man of the year, still not fulfilling that trade request, I see. Victor Wembanyama is your DPOY. Taylor Hendricks, most improved. JB Bickerstaff, coach of the year. So let's take a full look at the standings right now. We are in the play-in as the 8th seed. We're going to be facing Orlando in the first round of the play-in. And, yeah, man, I mean, I don't even know at this point. That's per 36. Son of a bitch. This game makes it way too hard to look at stats. Here are the numbers on the year. Mathurin actually led us in scoring, followed by Justin Edwards, Halliburton. I mean, again, Tyrese Halliburton's not exactly in here to be like a 22, 24 point per game scorer. Jarvis Walker was solid. Honestly, I don't really know what the problem is at this point. I mean, Bruce Brown wasn't exactly tremendous for us off the bench, so he is a free agent this offseason. We'll see. But, yeah, we get the play in here first. We have the Orlando Magic, Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs, Wagner, Banchero, and Yeka Kongu now in that starting lineup. Looks like they have quite a bit of depth there as well. And we win. So we're... oh, wait, did we lose? Oh, no, we lost. Excuse me. Who is going to win this game? Son of a bitch. Oh, just sit in the play. I don't even fucking care. Okay, we end up losing. It's fine by me. Honest, we were never beating like Cleveland or probably not even some of the other teams. So good to see Cleveland's back in the finals. They're taking on Luka Doncic in the Dallas Mavericks. And the Cavs officially go back-to-back. Holy Donovan Mitchell. Good God. All right, so it is time for the third offseason. It is starting to trend in the direction that this could possibly go 4 or 5 years. Again, I'm not going to say for certainty that's the case, but if we don't win it all next year, we're continuing. So that's basically kind of the way this one's going to work today. All right, draft lottery time. We are projected to have the 14th overall pick. That Kings pick's unprotected, and I'm pretty sure we traded Devontae Graham for it. That's fucking awesome. That's absolutely huge. We have the 2nd overall selection, and we also have number 14. I mean, just what an absolute steal that we were able to get a first-round selection. Okay, so what do I want to do with Rick Carlisle? Who are the candidates here? So Stauffer is here. You know what? This feels like one of those videos. I could definitely use him. So we're going to go... Oh, really? Oh, come on, Mike. That fucking sucks. Who are the other head coaches here? Ty Lue might actually not be a bad option. Ooh, this is Mike Brown? Mike Brown. Ooh, yeah. Actually, let me have Mike Brown here. Coach of the year before. Yeah, I'm happy to have Mike Brown here. Okay, so he's going to be leading us in hopefully a new direction, a direction that looks positive instead of just mediocre. But we do have the 2nd overall pick. We also have 14. Looks like Justin Turner. Miles Turner here is upset at the moment. He's outraged, as you can see. I'm not really sure why that is. It's probably his shot tendency. But, yeah, in terms of the 2nd overall selection, whether I want to use it and draft somebody or even go ahead. I don't even know. I don't know what I want to do yet, so hang with me. The Pelicans own number 1. I want number 1 for a couple reasons. First and foremost, if we want to take the best player available, we can obviously do that, and then also it is more valuable if we wanted to put it in a trade. So this is number 2. This is number 14. How about we just make a deal? They want a future first. Who's Riley Kugel? I don't know, but honestly, I'm thinking of probably using the pick. And is there any way you'll just take a couple seconds? Oh, shit, don't want to do an exception. Anyway, you'll just take a couple seconds. We can kind of call it a day. Whoa. No, I'm not giving up 2 first-round picks for a bench player. I'm not that Herb Jones isn't good. He is good, but in this rotation, he'd be coming off the bench. Okay, so I'm prepared to make an offer, including Obi Toppin. Honestly, at this point, Obi Toppin is potentially going to be replaced because I'm thinking about taking Cooper Flagg first overall. And they want a second. They'll actually give me a valuable player, I guess, in Kel Ware. Okay, that's fine. All right, so whether or not I am drafting Cooper Flagg, I mean, he does develop quite nicely, and honestly, you can see he's an 80 overall already. I think it probably makes sense. At that point, though, we are going to be faced with a tough decision. Jarvis Walker has been playing really well for us, and by no means am I saying he's the problem and why this team's not winning. And again, it is going to be really hard to bench him, but Cooper Flagg is looking like a really good prospect. So we'll make that decision, but I think I am going to take Cooper Flagg first overall. Feels like the right pick to me, and overall, I'm really excited to have him here. So, welcome to the team, Cooper. He's an 80 overall, as you can see. It looks really good to me. He's only 19. And, yeah, so at this point in time, we're going to bring back everybody here. There definitely could be a couple decisions made. I will qualify Isaiah Jackson just because he is an 80 overall. And then free agency. So, Bruce Brown's officially now a free agent. Miles Turner is not interested in negotiating. I know I can make that go away pretty quickly. In terms of Trey Jones, he's a solid enough backup where I think I'll probably bring him back. And then Isaiah Jackson... How much are you asking for? He wants about $12 million AAV. Yeah. Okay, so I do want to get Turner back just because I don't want to let him go for nothing. That just wouldn't be smart, and he can just do it this way. It's not that hard. But he definitely wants a decent chunk of change. He wants about $25 million per year. Honestly, that's fine. So we're going to pay Isaiah Jackson as well. We're not going to announce him. Mojave King is a cool name, but Probably not. And then we are going to replace Bruce Brown. Not saying he's getting old or he sucks, but he didn't play that great for us last year. And I'd like to make an upgrade if possible. So welcome back, Trey Jones. Welcome back, Miles Turner. We're also going to bring back Isaiah Jackson, who definitely doesn't want cheap money, but he is an 80 overall, and we're bringing him back as well. So let's take a look at this team right now. We have 2 point guards that I'm comfortable with, 2 shooting guards that I'm probably fine with. Again, I think there maybe is an upgrade for Nembhard somewhere, but it is what it is. Justin Edwards is one of Rookie of the Year for us. He's not going anywhere. I'm going to have to make a tough decision whether I want to start Cooper Flagg or roll with Jarris Walker. Honestly, I still don't know what I'm going to do. And then Kel Ware, I mean, could you maybe get traded for, unless there's a... Do I honestly just bring Bruce Brown back? Doesn't even want that much money. All right, fuck it. We'll bring Bruce Brown back for, like, probably only 1 more year, but it is a 3-year deal. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. But Kel Ware, honestly... I don't know. He's just really not going to play here. So 2 first-round picks from Chicago sounds good to me. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. The tough decision has been made. Cooper Flagg will be taking over as our starting power forward. Jarris Walker will move to the bench. It is very rare that I have a big man as a 6th man, but this is one of those times where it's going to happen because he's going to be in the 6th-man spot. He was playing incredibly well for us, and by no means am I saying that I think he was the problem in this starting lineup or that we needed to bench him or whatever. Honestly, I think the potential on Cooper Flagg's a little bit higher, and with the way things are trending, that this probably isn't only a 3-year rebuild. We're just going to go with the guy with more potential. So that's the way it's going to be for now. If something changes or things aren't working, we'll make a change and a decision at that point. Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Justin Edwards, Cooper Flagg, and Miles Turner is going to be your starting 5. Bench unit's going to be Jarris Walker, Trey Jones, Isaiah Jackson, Andrew Nembhard, and then Bruce Brown going from 6th man to 10th man. I kind of feel bad, but in all honesty, the guys that are in front of him are better. So is what it is. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. Year 3 wraps up with a record of 54-28. That is obviously awesome, and obviously we're going to be getting some good playoff experience at this point, and hopefully things are finally turning around a bit for us. LaMelo Ball is your MVP. Cooper Flagg just won Rookie of the Year for us, so that is back-to-back Rookie of the Years that we have here in Indiana. It looks like we made the right decision overall-wise, but again, I do feel bad. Jarris Walker was not playing bad enough for us to bench him, but tough decision. That's why they pay me the big bucks. Azar Thompson, 6th man of the year. Victor Wembanyama is your DPOY. Brandon, I cannot say his last name, but he's most improved. Quinn Snyder wins Coach of the Year. So we are here in the playoffs. Obviously, that is great. We actually take the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. Tremendous. We went from a play-in team to facing a play-in team in round 1. Justin Edwards, Ben Mathurin. Oh, look, Justin Edwards is playing incredible. I'm very, very happy we drafted him. But yeah, I mean, everything's kind of going the way I kind of wanted it to at this point. So who's it going to be for us here in the first round? And the defending 2-time champs in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Well, they definitely are throwing the book at us here in the first round. This is not a playoff or play-in team, the Cavs. And wow, well, we end up actually winning in 5. Moving on to the Philadelphia 76ers. Drew Holiday in the starting lineup now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. What the fuck? How on earth do you afford this? Let's do some math. How much are you making? That makes a little bit of sense with 2K contracts. I'm like actually not sure how you afford that starting 5. That's insanity. That's an insane starting 5, but yeah, that's one I'm definitely jealous of, and I'd cry myself to sleep if Jaylen Brown actually was a Sixer, but nope, he's a Celtic for a long time. I'm very happy about that. All right, it is the Pistons here for us in the Eastern Conference Finals. They have brought back Chris Middleton, was once a Piston, and again, good team. They've obviously have some experience now, but I'm rolling with our guys. I really am. We're up 2-1 right now. We go up 3-1, and we are in the NBA Finals. We're going to be taking on Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans, while Cooper Flagg is a rookie. It's your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Here's a look at the Pelicans. You got Malcolm Brogdon, Dyson Daniels, Ace Bailey, Zion, Alexei Poku, Isaac Okoro, Herb Jones, Jordan Hawkins. All right. Can we beat the Pelicans? Oh, my God. Are we going to do this? Wow. Wow. I thought this was going to go longer than 3 years, but it does not look like it is going to at this point. I will get some gameplay. But, yeah, honestly, I didn't think this was a 3-year rebuild. But I was kind of like, I'll explain to you more when I get into the gameplay. I will. Give me a sec. So here are my thoughts, like, in terms of the Pacers. Like, this is a young team that definitely has some young talent on it, but there are also some veteran pieces. And honestly, I didn't think this team would turn into a championship team in, just kind of one offseason. So, yeah, I mean, again, I really kind of plan on this being like a 4-year rebuild at minimum. And, yeah, it kind of impressed us. Now, I could keep going, but, I mean, the goal of the video is over. And honestly, as I said, oh, shit, that's a horrible release. My goal today was to win a championship, and that's exactly what I did. And honestly, if I hadn't, oh my God, if I hadn't done that, then we'd keep going. And we met the goal today. And that's not to say that every video will be like this. Obviously, there are some videos that I've done where I'll do a 5-year rebuild, even if I win a championship in year 3 or whatever it may be. But today's not one of those days. I mean, When I say 5-year rebuilds, I want to do those with like the best of the young cores. And then honestly, the Pacers aren't one of those right now. Like the Oklahoma City Thunders and the Detroit Pistons and like teams like that. Like Indiana's not in that position exactly. Again, I do think they're a solid team, but they're not like a superstar young core, if you know what I'm saying. So we do get the championship for them here today. I do not know Tyrese Halliburton's release. That has become abundantly obvious at this point. And yeah, 14-point lead here with 2:42 left. I don't know why Zion Williamson is getting, oh my God, we're just getting absolutely bullied right now. I mean, in terms of this Pacers team and kind of what I think they're going to be looking like next season, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this, that's the easiest thing I've ever done. I wouldn't be surprised if they snuck into the play-in. I think the bottom of the Eastern Conference has a lot of young teams, and again, I do think Indiana definitely kind of qualifies as that because they do have a lot of young players that are solid. But I think this is a team with a little bit more experience. When you look at guys like T.J. McConnell and Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, I mean, these are veterans, and I would not be surprised if this team actually ends up sneaking in to the play-in somehow. So I'm excited to watch next year. I don't know how many nationally televised Pacers games there's going to be. I can't imagine it's going to be too many, but it's I'll be watching when they are on because I think they definitely have some promise, some potential. I also love Tyrese Halliburton. I really do. He's such an exciting player to watch. It is really fun. So yeah, I apologize to those of you who, oh my God, Miles Turner. To those of you who wanted a 5-year rebuild today, it could have been. Maybe you were actually cheering for me to lose just because you would have gotten more years. But we are going to be bringing the Pacers a championship here. We'll probably do one more offensive possession after this. But I like the direction Indiana is trending in. I do. I think, again, really, you stepped out of bounds. I think they have a really good mix of some older players and some veterans. And not every team can say that. So going to be interesting to watch this upcoming season. Of course, if you guys want me to kind of do any other ooh, Justin Edwards, 3. He's got 30 on the night. Wow. Miles Turner gets the putback. You love to see it. See you guys at the Finals MVP. In what turns into our final season, we end up sweeping the New Orleans Pelicans, and Tyrese Halliburton is your Finals MVP. All right, as I just kind of went over in the gameplay and mentioned a bunch, I wasn't necessarily planning for this video to end now, but it did. We won the championship, and overall, I had fun with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. If you did, leave a like down below. That'd obviously be awesome. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. Very weird stretch of a month or so coming up right now that we are going to have to grind in terms of finding out what videos we want to do. I mean, we also might have some non-rebuilds coming out. I mean, we could do some Sporkle quizzes or whatever. I know people are doing the grid challenges these days. If you guys want to see any of that, let me know. So, yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. As always, thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. Catch you guys all in the next one.